Good morning. So today we're going to talk about the 5 key components that you need to think about and discuss before submitting a real estate offer. So let's get to it. So quite often this conversation comes up with my clients when we've looked at a great home, we've locked up the house, we're standing on the driveway, we're about to part ways, and we're talking about when we're going to get together to sign up the offer. And usually the first thing that comes up is the purchase price. But there's a lot more to it than that. So there's a few other things that you need to consider. And the first one is the purchase price. So right now we're seeing homes selling for thousands of dollars over list price. We're also seeing some homes sell for thousands of dollars under list price. So this is a big variable right now in the marketplace, depending on the price point that you're looking at, the strategy that the listing agent and the sellers have put together for the sale of that property. The actual offer price could be very much under the list price, or it could be way over the list price. So the second key component to an offer is the deposit amount. So the sellers will be asking for a specified amount for a deposit, which will be held in trust and form part of the purchase price on closing. So this could range in dollar figures, and usually, generally speaking, the higher the purchase price of the home, the higher the deposit amount the sellers will be asking for. Another thing to take note of is that should conditions not be fulfilled, so let's say you have a home inspection or a financing condition, you've submitted that deposit check, which is cashed, it is put into the real estate brokerage's trust account. Some brokerages have a policy, usually it's 10 days that they'll hold that deposit before they reimburse you if conditions are not fulfilled. If it's a negotiable check, some brokerages will hold it up to 21 days that I've seen. Usually if it's a certified check or a bank draft, they won't hold it for quite as long. So that's something that you want to take note of, that your money will be tied up for a certain amount of time. And when you're submitting your offer, you want to know what that time period is. So the third thing to consider is the closing date. Quite often in listings these days, the sellers will actually make note of what their ideal closing date is or what their ideal closing month is. So take note of that, and obviously it needs to line up with the closing date that's desirable for you, but hopefully that lines up when you find the right property. The fourth key component to an offer is really a 3-part thing. So it's chattels included, fixtures excluded, and rental items. So chattels included, again, sometimes the sellers will tell you what they're including, but quite often you're going to ask for certain chattels that are within the house. So fridge, stove, dishwasher, washer, dryer, and quite often window coverings are some of those things that you may want to ask for. Fixtures excluded, so sometimes the seller has a light fixture that they just don't want to part with. They want to take a light fixture with them. Let's say they've got one of those Nest thermostats that they don't want to leave behind. And then of course rental items. In Guelph here, quite often we see the water heater as a rental item. Sometimes we see water softener. And what we're starting to see crop up a little bit more often is furnace and air conditioning units that are rental items. So those are 3 things that you want to discuss with your real estate broker when you're putting together an offer. And then number 5, probably the most important things, are the conditions that you're including with your offer. So these are things that you need to discuss before submitting. Quite often we're seeing financing and home inspection conditions submitted with offers. If you have a property to sell and you don't want to take the risk of buying before you sell, you can submit with a sale of property condition, possibly an insurance condition if the house is older, perhaps it has knob and tube wiring, or other issues that may prevent you from getting insurance on that property. So those are also things that you need to consider before submitting your offer. I hope you found this video informative. I wish you the very best with your home search, and of course, if you need help with that search, please give me a call. I'd be happy to help you out.